You are listening to Water for Your Mind with Life Coach Honey. Give me water, water for my mind.
Peace and blessings, everyone. How are y'all feeling today? Very well, I hope. I am thankful for the purpose that beats in you. I want us to meditate on a concept called belief windows. I first learned this term from Hiram Smith. It is super important to cover because, especially now, since we know that in order for an area of our lives to change, you must change the thoughts protecting the current standards and behavior. So if this is your first time joining me, I recommend that you start with episode 1 of the podcast to get a sense of the language that I use so that you can follow. So the concept of belief window is just as it sounds. We take a look at our belief systems dictating what we do. And it's kind of through this metaphorical window because we're not very conscious of it. So in last week's workshop, we spoke about emotions and we learned how to direct our thoughts to influence our emotions. By the way, if you missed the coaching call event where we discussed this, be sure to sign up with their email on lifecoachhoney.com to stay in the loop for future events. Clients and I work to identify belief windows to best aid their self-discovery journey. It's a conscious practice that allows them to begin to be able to make lasting positive change. The best way to examine this concept is with an example. One common belief window that many people have held and still hold is that monetary riches equates to evilness. Without us judging this belief, let's jump outside of ourselves and paint a picture to understand it. It may be understandable why so many have this belief window, especially if they didn't grow up with very much. And I and so many I know were probably introduced to this belief at a very young age. Many of us have maybe held it as our own for so long that it became unconscious. Just like any other belief, it could have been due to what we've seen or heard around the subject. In this case, around the effects of big money or what rich people have done. It could have even been trickled down beliefs from our environment or friends and family that we are attached to as well. Societal beliefs of what rich people represent is not usually very positive, depending on which side of the gate you're on. Richness sometimes equates to greed and deception, stemming from the belief that wealthy people get their money from sources that exploit and take advantage of people, and who wants to be linked to those things, right? So, what could be some behaviors that this belief window would cause? The person may not desire to make a living past what is just enough for fear of making too much money. The person may lack financial literacy because there's no perceived need to be great at it. The person may self-sabotage their potential and finances to further prove that this belief window is correct, that they're a good person, and that their finances match that. This being subconsciously, of course. How much effort to make money do you think would be given if someone believes that being rich equals bad? It's almost as if the person would hit a metaphorical window or threshold, if you will, because they do not want to be associated with being evil. Even examining our relationships, someone with this belief window that is actually doing well might hide their monetary wealth from others for fear of judgment. I mean, doesn't the Bible say that money is the root of all evil? Or does it say that the love of money is the root of all evil? Which could take on a whole new meaning. See what happened there? That is an example of challenging a belief. One might also challenge this belief by proving that there are people with good character that have generated their wealth by noble means. The overall point is that this belief window dictates major decisions. With something that has this much power over your behavior, it is worth taking a look at to make sure that you would like to continue to hold the belief or to change it into one that may serve you better. Wouldn't you like to examine your own? I encourage you to do so on your own or with a coach. I love to work with clients on this because it's a super useful tool for getting unstuck. If you have any questions that you would like for me to cover on the podcast, visit lifecoachhoney.com and submit your question in the Ask Honey section. I have been Coach Honey. Peace and love.